We in the building. We in the building. We in the building, bitch. We in the building. We in the building. We in the building. We in the building, bitch. We in the building.
Finally! Hold on, my throat's a little bit raspy from this weekend. Finally! There we go. Finally, RZeroB, PTA, and our man, the Giants guy, the space guy, joining us.
Let's go.
What's going on, guys? Happy to be here, representing the bird's eye view, and of course, talking about 4-1 New York Giants football.
Yeah.
Say it. Wait. Say it again.
4-1 New York Giants football.
Wait, one more
Say
time.
one more time.
4 and
I know.
1.
I didn't hear you. Say it louder.
4 wins, 1 loss. New York Football Giants, NFL football,
Have come back to Giants talk.
Wait a minute. Wait a fucking minute. How dare you, sir? How dare you show up right in the beginning when we're supposed to be doing the intro? But instead you show up here and you start shit immediately. Who in the fuck let Billy Mays in the building? Who did it? John! Hey, John! Cut his shit off, John! Get him out of here, John! Not gonna deal with the shit you want, John! You don't let Billy Mays in here until 30 minutes into the show! Jesus! So hard. What's so hard about that? What's so hard about that? Sorry about that. What were we doing?
Oh, where were we? Oh, that's right. Which means that finally RZeroB and PTA have come back to BGN. Hold on. Which means that finally your New York Football Giants have come back to being 4-1, which means
4-1?
that finally the New York Football Giants are still undefeated in London.
You can't touch us. You can't touch us in the land of fish and chips, bitches.
Now,
shove your fucking cheese up your ass, Packers fans.
hey, watch your fucking mouth.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of fucking cursing.
Yeah, that's a lot of that's
Jesus
I mean, come
Christ. Already? 4 minutes into the show and we're going to use language like that?
Listen, hey,
I'm just doing what our London fans out there were doing.
Oh,
It's not working out. It's not working out. He's too much profanity. Get him out.
Yeah, we can't fucking work like this, man.
Now, in today's show, we will be talking about those Rudy Poo candy cheese motherfucking asses.
Cheesy.
Green Bay Packers who got their candy asses whipped on Sunday. We will be talking about, hey guys, rebuild. Think about the rebuild. We should be trading all the players and getting a touchdown. Shut the fuck up, Kimberly Martin. Get up and get out off of ESPN.
Kimberly doesn't have to get up and get out because Kimberly has a lot of good takes. And Kimberly was talking about a whole lot more than just that thing, right? But Kimberly should not have said that on television. Kimberly, sis, you can't say shit like that on TV.
No.
Yeah,
you know what?
You can't do it. You got to go in timeout. Just in timeout.
She's suspended for a week.
You still part of the squad. You still part of the crew. Okay?
You're suspended for a week.
Over there. You gotta go sit over there because you can't say shit like that
with
on
the
TV.
dummy hat on. With the dummy hat on.
You can't do that. That's a bad look.
Not publicly.
Don't do that.
You want to have that opinion in private? That's fine.
Yeah,
but in public, no.
Yeah.
That's a burner account.
That's like leaving candy around me. All right, I'm a chomp that up. You understand what I'm saying?
I thought you were gonna go with like a candy ass.
No.
Never mind.
No.
Never mind.
Now,
Never mind.
And then we will talk about the Baltimore Ravens. And listen, Lamar, I want to express something to you. I see that you're a man. I believe that you are a man that appreciates ink on the body. I believe that you're a man that appreciates tattoos. And once OBJ said getting tattoos is a way of expressing your feelings, expressing something. This is what I want to do. I want you to find a spot on your body that has no tattoos. And what I want you to do, you know what? What I want you to do is I actually want you to go home and I want you to look in the mirror. I want you to go home and I want you to look in the mirror butt ass naked.
Whoa!
Okay.
Whoa!
I want you to find a spot on that body without some tattoos. But listen, I'm gonna have you get some more tattoos. A few more tattoos. What I want you to do is on your left butt cheek, I want you to get a big old M&M. Okay. Then I want you to go get a Milky Way. You can't have an Almond Joy because unlike you, Almond Joys actually have nuts. Okay. Then on your right butt cheek, I want you to get the New York Giants fan base's size 14 boot. Because whenever you get naked, you step out of the shower and you look in the mirror, I want you to always see the New York Giants whooping that candy ass all over New Jersey.
Yo, that was a really, really, really far way to get to a candy ass joke. And I thought you were going to do earlier. But anyway,
I like
continue.
it.
Carry on.
Let's get to it. If you smell what RZeroB, PTA, and Giants talk is
Right there. Right there. Right there. Right there. Right there. You get right there.
what do you wait
Right there.
what do you
Get right there.
bird's eye view, what are you doing?
Get right.
What are you doing down there, bro?
You gotta get the eyebrow up.
Get the eyebrow. There you go.
Yeah, get the eyebrow. Yeah, there it is.
There you go. Is cooking. It's all right. We'll teach you. It's all right. We'll get you. Listen, you're in the school of PTA and RZeroB. We got you, baby.
Hey,
we got you.
Hey, yo,
But before we get to the teaching, yo, PTA, what's up, baby?
Hey, what's going on, Rob? How you doing, man? What's
how you doing? Hey,
listen.
Wait, I feel like when was the last? I feel like the last time we saw each other, right? We were talking about the shitty ass Giants, right?
We were talking about shitty ass Giants.
We were talking about we were talking about the broke ass shitty ass Giants.
Broke shitty.
Brokey shitty. Broke shitty.
Injury
prone, right?
Yeah.
Then we met up in public and we were talking about how they were going to lose to King Henry.
They were going to lose to King Henry.
Yes, but
we did say that. Yes,
dethroned King Henry, and
the
beast incarnate emerged. Saquon Barkley.
He's a monster. He's a beast.
Then we went up against the Panthers. Right, and we met up at a bank. We met up at the bank, and we were depositing our checks because PGN pays us very, very nice.
I mean, like handsomely, like the checks
handsomely. I mean, like that.
Listen.
My pants were falling down with the size of that check. You know what I'm saying? And wait, pause.
Yeah, no.
And we were still okay. You missed a field goal.
Yeah,
we won that game.
Yeah,
right? So were we undefeated? Were we?
We were.
Undefeated?
We were. Yeah, we were.
And then prime time happened, right?
Yeah,
And we prime time
I
happened.
was at that game. Yeah, I was at that.
You were I know, and I guess something happened. Evan Neal, he had a christening to go to.
Something.
Listen, Jesus was doing some baptisms on the field. All right, I get it. But then I was hearing these things. I was hearing, here we go again, same old Giants. Neil sucks, shitty, broke ass.
A lot of that.
But then
a lot of that.
Did we just win 2 straight games?
We have.
Did
we have
those shitty?
Yeah, we have
broke, injury-prone Giants. Have they made it onto the power ranking?
They are on several power rankings. It's unbelievable. It's crazy. I don't even
have they made it to almost a 50% chance of making the postseason?
It's about that high, 48 and some change, you know what I mean? But who's counting?
But now we need to trade everybody.
Yeah.
We need to get rid of everybody, right?
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So those shitty, broke, piece of shit Giants
with terrible.
Remember,
wait. Quarterbacked by terrible ass Daniel Jones. Okay.
By terrible ass Daniel.
Put it all out there. Quarterback.
Stay with me here.
Terrible ass.
Were we on a live stream where I couldn't? Man, I don't know. Maybe I'm getting sick or something. Where Jalen Hurts was going to be the MVP.
Yeah, I remember hearing.
So that MVP only got one more touchdown pass than Daniel Jones?
Yeah, I mean, listen, sometimes in life things change.
Were we told we were going to be in the basement?
Yeah, we were definitely told that. Yes, we were told that. Yeah.
Hey. BGN, and you guys know who you are. I'm talking to you. Be on the lookout. We them boys, you got us once. But Evan Neal is going to whoop on DeMarcus Lawrence's ass come Thanksgiving. Oh, and you little pigeons over there, you little eagles. Enjoy the ride now. Enjoy it. Because when Brian Daboll, actually the Dayballinator, comes to town, he's going to melt you like the T-1000, baby.
Did he melt?
Yeah, he was the liquid guy, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Was that the T-1000? Did I just fuck that up?
Well, no, because technically, even the T-1000, he got dunked into because the T-1000 is on Schwarzenegger, and he got dunked into the pool of hot.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the liquid guy. The liquid guy.
I don't know what that one was.
That was
just the.
Anyway, you know what I mean, BJ. Yeah. You that liquid dude that's gonna get burned up. We are the T-1000. I might be getting a little bit ahead of myself, but God darn it, I can do that.
You're getting okay. All right, let's
all right. Let's just get it started.
Let's take a TV time out here, okay, ladies and gentlemen. So first and foremost,
here's a message from our sponsors.
That's a long ass introduction. It's probably the longest introduction we've ever done. I don't know why.
You know what? When are we ever going to be 4-1 again? You never know.
I don't know. So let's start here, ladies and gentlemen. We have Jason Goldstein of the Bird's Eye View in the building. First and foremost, man, how in the hell are you? How you feeling? What's the business?
I'm doing great. I mean, like at the New York Giants are 4-1. I'll say it one more time. How can I not be doing great? We just beat mighty, big, bad Aaron Rodgers. Oh, who's so good. Oh, without wide receiver 1, 2, 3, 4. Without cornerback 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, I'm doing good. I was at the Bronx last night. Yankees won game one. That's the only non-Giants talk we'll have on this on this
Shout out to the
show.
Yankees. Shout out to the Yankees. I love the Yankees. Shout out to the Yankees.
Absolutely,
Go
shout out
Yankees.
to the Yankees.
Shout out to the Yankees. Kick some ass, man. We let's.
I mean,
how about we win this whole damn
still
thing?
in
It's been too long.
They're still in it, unlike the Mets.
Yeah. I'm laughing at you, Mets fans. I'm laughing at you.
I'm
All right. I'm sorry. No, that's fine.
I know we got some
I'm
really
joking,
cool
man.
Mets fans.
Yeah,
out there,
man.
but
No,
I mean,
that wasn't. No, listen.
I
Wait,
mean,
hold
but
on a
listen, why would you rely on a polar bear when you could have a judge?
Listen, here's the thing. Here's the thing about the Mets. Here's the thing about the Mets, because I don't really watch enough baseball to speak intelligently about it, okay? But I'll say this. I was watching the Twitterverse, okay? I saw all the videos of the motherfucker playing the goddamn trumpet. I saw that shit,
nothing.
okay? It was everywhere. It was everywhere. Like y'all was the hot shit. And then y'all got your asses beat like terribly, okay? So next time, maybe shut the fuck up. I mean, like, I know you guys are all excited about it, but you got to win it first. You got to win it first. You know what I'm saying?
Start to winning your division.
Chill. You got to win it first, man.
But I will say this though, real talk.
Hey, shout out. Oh, hold on a second. Before we do anything else, shout out to my brother Eli. Shout out to New York Revival.
Mrs. Bird Gang in the building.
Shout out to Lawrence Tynes. I am absolutely humbled by you guys. Thank you so much for what is going to be an amazing piece of my sports bar in the basement, because the basement is like 96% done. I'm so excited because we moving soon. Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna be streaming from downstairs?
I'm gonna be streaming from the basement here very soon. We gonna move the operation downstairs. The basement is 95% done. We just need to decorate it and get things where
of course.
Maybe another 2-3 weeks and we'll be downstairs, and I will have an autographed picture of Lawrence Tyne on the wall right next to, which you kind of can't see, but it's right there. Autographed picture of Eli Manning. Those two pictures will be right next to each other. Okay, couple of goats hanging out. Yeah, I mean, just some Super Bowl champions. No big deal.
A couple Super Bowl. No big deal, right? Just a couple Super Bowl champions.
So thank you. Appreciate you.
I do want to say this though, and shout out to Eli. Shout out to New York Revival. If you guys aren't following them, be sure to go ahead and do so.
Absolutely.
I'm sure you got most of you guys are, but I'm gonna tell you again, go follow them. Okay, but
please.
They were talking yesterday.
Right.
And, look, with all due respect, Jets, good job to the Jets, man. The Giants, the Mets, the Yankees, the Rangers, just New York sports in general, man. Somebody said it. Sports is better when New York is at the top.
Yeah, listen.
New York sports are at the top. And somebody played this yesterday for me, and I'm going to play for you guys now. Not long, because I ain't trying to get in trouble or nothing, but it's just a fitting song for this time at this moment.
Wow. Oh, we're getting ready to get sued. We're getting ready to get all the way sued.
Let me hear you, chat.
No. We're getting ready to get all the way sued. You got to stop it now.
Hold on, best part.
I'm from New York. Okay, you got to turn it off.
All right, let's go, baby.
You got to turn it off.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. Okay. So Jason, tell me about your emotions on Sunday, early in the morning, watching the New York Football Giants play a football game in London. What was your emotions?
Well, first off, I was definitely hungover. I think I may have said this to you or when I met you in the Carolina lot, but so I'll say to some of the fans, I've been doing this thing every game day, 4.13. So we were 4-13 last year, miserable, obviously, trying to forget that. Yep. So, as a reminder that every game day, and it's worked outside of the Dallas game, I do 4.13 miles, either walking or on the treadmill. And yeah, it's been working. So, after staying up till like 4 a.m. on Saturday, I end up going there 7:30, making sure I'm home, making sure I'm showered and ready for kickoff. And man, like the first half, my emotions were just like, Oh God, like we just, the offense is doing good, but then, there's gonna be one sack, one penalty is taking us out of range. The defense is just, our defense isn't playing great. Aaron Rodgers is getting these short little passes. Randall Cobb is getting open in the slot against Darnay Holmes. And yeah, it was a rough first half. And I'm thinking, it's probably all right. If we lose this game, it's the Packers. I didn't come in expecting to beat the Packers. This was the one game in our schedule I thought was the toughest game. But yet we end up going in that second half. I mean, the second half, I'm getting fired up watching the play calling. The Saquon Barkley when he has that big run. I thought he was going to break it all the way. And also from there, I'm like, our offense is moving the ball. And like even then, I noticed the offense had moved. Darius Slayton consistently was making third down catches. Even I think Marcus Johnson was his name. Came up with a couple of big catches. And we lose Adoree Jackson. I think either halftime or midway through the third quarter. I'm a little upset there. And anytime I'm watching, then the offense keeps moving the ball. We have that drive to give us the 27-20 lead. I'm losing my mind. This is like the first time I've watched a game with a friend just on the couch in forever. We're like jumping, hugging each other. And I just know we have to make a stand. And even during the game, Rodgers taking deep shots scared me. I mean, we're without cornerbacks 1, 2, 3, and 4. Anytime he's taking a deep shot, I'm thinking, oh God, is somebody getting burnt? And he's driving methodically down the field. But once we got to that goal line stand, I'm like, I have a really, really good feeling here, especially once he got to third down. With that tip ball, it went so high in the air, I had no idea where it was. I'm like, I literally was like, did somebody pick it off? Like I saw someone running.
Yeah, that ball went flying. I couldn't. I was on a mountain in southwest Virginia, not like West Virginia, but in Virginia, the southwestern part. And I could barely see where the ball was at. Like my signal wasn't the best, but I was able to see it. And all I saw was like the ball go up and not come down. And I was like, what happened?
I was like, I had no idea where when I saw someone like running to get to the tip. I thought we like recovered a fumble or something. And then fourth down, the all-out blitz, X comes, tips that pass to the line of scrimmage. And from there, it was like, oh my God, we really, really just won the game. Then these clock issues are happening. I'm like giving like, come on. I'm like, this is not good. I'm getting anxious. Just can I see triple zeros already? Can I see triple zeros? And finally, the triple zeros hit. And I'm just like, we are 4-1. We are 4-1. I still can't believe it. Like anytime I'm talking about the Giants and like, driving, listening to the radio, I'm just getting fired up. Even that game, like honestly, I think it might be the best win we've had since 2012. Now, 2016, obviously it was 11-5, but that season felt a little weird. And outside of Dallas, we didn't have any great wins. But this was a win over in Green Bay that sort of signified, okay, we really are back. At 3-1, it was fair to question us. Bears,
right.
Titans, who tend to play down their competition, Panthers, who've been a complete mess this season. But Green Bay, it showed we're legit. And people are going to say, Aaron Rodgers isn't the same this year. I don't care if Aaron Rodgers isn't the same this year. This is still Aaron Rodgers going up against a defense without their top 4 corners. Aaron Rodgers against a roster that's much more talented than the Giants, if we're being honest. So I am fired up. I just can't believe this team is 4-1. I love Dable. I love Wink Martindale. I love the job everyone on this coaching staff is doing. And what a game! What a game from Daniel Jones in London also.
Now there was a reason why I wanted you to give us your emotions, because I knew that based on your reactions and what I saw from you, during the game, I knew that your emotions were going to mirror pretty much all of our emotions, because I think we all kind of felt the same way watching that game. I think we all kind of, relented to the fact that we were going to get our ass kicked in the first half, and then I think everyone bought in. I think that this Packers game, is the game that made everybody buy in, because like to see this team fight their ass off against. Oh, and shout out to the Badger Trio. What's going on with you? Representing Green Bay. Hey, sorry about that, man. But I mean,
oops, sorry.
We had to,
no cheers for you.
We had to handle our business in London because that's the home turf.
That's our home field, baby.
That's the home turf for the first time ever world champions. A lot of people don't understand that the New York Football Giants are actually the no bullshit first world champions. For real, for real. Somebody remind me. So somebody remind me, and I'll explain to you why. It's a very interesting story. But the New York Giants are actually the first official world champions, y'all. I just want y'all to know that. It was when we beat the undefeated Patriots, okay? And it had nothing to do with the fact that we beat the Patriots. It had to do with other stuff. I'll explain one of these days. But yeah, you know, we have to defend the home turf. You know what I mean? First world champs. You know what I mean? We got to defend it. So it is what it is. Okay. Rob, tell me one thing that you really, really liked and one thing that you really, really hated very quickly.
One thing that I really, really, really liked was just the improvisation by Wink Martindale and the fight that this team has. There was a lot of clips that came out, I think today, where, you know, you got Wink on the sideline, keep chopping the wood. You know, you got these.
I used that phrase today, by the way, accidentally, like without thinking about it. Yeah, I told my boss, dude, I'm just gonna keep chopping wood on this.
Keep chopping that wood, baby. keep chopping it. Keep chopping.
I realized I said it. I was like, that's just
those are the things, man. Like, you know, you could tell like this team's bought in, right? This team is fighting with their coach, and he's letting them lead them. And they'll follow him anywhere. And they're going to fight for him, and that's dangerous. The one thing that I didn't like, honestly, is, again, the injuries, man. Like, we keep losing players, and, you know, people want to say, oh, it's the turf. Well, they were just playing on grass.
Yeah, people were getting
you know
hurt,
what I'm saying? And, you know, DJ Davidson, a rookie 5th rounder out of Arizona State, man, tore his ACL. He's done for the year. We're waiting on, you know, reports from Adoree. There's reports that he might be good. He was just limited at practice today or didn't practice today, but he, you know, nothing too serious there. You know, so it's the injuries. You know, so clearly something's going on. And at this point, I don't think that it's the field. It might be, at this point, I'm thinking it's got to be internally. It's got to be doing some nutrition, you know, the regiments that these players are on. It's got to be something, and it needs to be looked into. And I'm sure that Joe Shane and company will take a look into it in the offseason and try to rectify this, because if we're questioning it and we're blown away by it, so do they have to be. They have to be blown away by it as well.
Yeah. Okay. Couple of quick.
What about you?
Couple of quick points that I want to make before we move into some of these other topics. All right. First things first, God bless Brian Daboll. Okay. May the Lord protect and keep him forever and ever. Amen. Brian Daboll is a godsend to this organization. Okay.
100%.
What he has accomplished here is so fucking impressive, and a lot of people don't understand just like what he has brought to this organization. Like, there is structure in the things that we do. There is reasoning and logic behind the moves that we make. And our head coach truly believes in putting these players in a position to be successful, because his coordinators are doing exactly that, okay? There are adjustments that are being made that are just amazing. Halftime adjustments. I have not seen halftime adjustments on a consistent basis from the New York Football Giants for years. It has been years since I have seen anything that you know, consistent in regards to that. I am seeing, as I watch film, that our head coach and our offensive coordinator have effectively cut the fucking field in half for Daniel Jones. And thank you, God, for doing that, because that is what Daniel Jones needed. He needs to have 2 or 3 reads on one side of the field. Don't make this man have to scan the whole field to go through his progressions. Cut the fucking field in half. And
baby steps.
Ball is snapped. 1, 2, 3, boom. Like, there you go. That's nice and easy, nice and simple. bootlegs, play action, things that Daniel Jones is actually good at.
The bootlegs have been incredible this season, whether it's either he's taking off and running with it or the linebackers coming after him, then someone like Tanner Hudson or Danny B is open. I mean,
Right.
Danny B has done his job perfectly. He's been a phenomenal – I don't know if anyone saw the play. He blocked like 3 dudes on one play. He's been phenomenal in blocking. And, does he make the flashiest catches? No. I mean, he makes flashier catches than Evan Ingram did because Evan Ingram just didn't catch it.
I was going to say, he catches it. That's all I give a shit about.
He gets open. And when he gets open, too, it feels like it's almost like he's about to get stopped, but he's still diving forward for like 2 or 3 more yards. He does his job perfectly.
He sure does. But you know what?
Absolutely.
I am actually very impressed with Bellinger. I'm very impressed with Bellinger. No, that's not it. That's not the reason why, Kush. If you know what, if somebody can give me the actual answer as to why the New York Football Giants, the 2021 Jesus Christ. I just totally brain farted on dates there for a second. 07. The 07 New York Football Giants are the first actual world champions. The person that can give me the correct answer before I just tell y'all one of these days, I'll give you some kind of a cool ass prize. I don't know, man. We'll figure it out. But no, that's not the correct answer.
Yeah, lazy.
That's not the correct
We're doing a sports podcast, lazy. We're doing a sports podcast, Giants podcast.
Okay, all right. So yeah, shout out to one thing that I absolutely love is our coaching. I absolutely love our coaching. Okay, that's the thing that I love. Let me tell you what I hate. I hate that we have high-paid players that are not fucking available. I hate that we have high draft players that are not fucking available. I'm not giving them shit about being hurt, okay? Being hurt in football happens. I know better than anybody, okay? It happens. But goddamn, you've been hurt all season, and you was hurt last season too. You wasn't effective. You wasn't here. What the fuck? I have a serious issue with some of these high-paid / high-drafted players that just ain't available. Yep. Do you want to play football? Because if you don't, then you need to not take this money you getting. I'm just saying, like, this shit crazy. So I hate that. Okay, Rob, I'm gonna go ahead and give it to you to discuss the topics of the day.
All right. So first and foremost, we covered up the game, right? Let's move on to some hot topics.
Topics.
Right now, today, there was a horrible take, ladies and gentlemen, that was live on television. Honestly, they should have put a disclaimer on to watch your children's ears. Kimberly Martin, seasoned reporter, has a lot of good information, is great at her job. She fell flat on her face today, ladies and gentlemen. She fell flat on her face today. She got a flat tire. Like when you just got them brand new sneakers and you watching, and then somebody comes up behind you and then boom, gives you a flat tire.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
She just got him. She just gave us she tried giving the Giants a fucking flat tire. Apparently, being middle of the road isn't just, we need to be just flat out bad, ladies and gentlemen. We need to be flat out bad. We need a tank, and we need to get a high draft pick. And this is what Chris Canty said to her.
It's pretty much
okay.
That's pretty much what he said there.
Kimberly Martin, what? What? Let me explain something. First and foremost, absolutely not. Okay? It is important to build a culture in a locker room. This is a new head coach. This is a new regime. This is a new GM. You don't want to be some Miami Dolphins around here trying to pay people to freaking lose. That's number one, even though I don't think anybody would miss John Mayer if he left or he got suspended for a year. But that's not besides the point. Okay? Number two, we have, and this is the real answer, these are real men that are putting their lives on the line every Sunday, every day at practice to provide for their families, to support their children, to support themselves, and you just want them to go on their back and just take it missionary style and still go out there and put their lives on the line? No. Let these boys go out there and fight. Because you know what? I believe in my GM. I believe in my head coach. And I believe that whatever they decide to do, bring DJ back, let him go, move up in the draft, they will make it happen. So, question for my co-host and our special guest here, because you're our guest, we'll go to you. When you heard those comments, what were your thoughts here? And take account. I want you, when you answer this question, I want you to take account. Take the fan part of it out, right? Because we've been wanting wins. We've been wanting this. Take that part out of it. If you were a player and you heard that, and you were a player for the New York Giants, how do you respond to that? Like, what is going through your mind when you hear something like that?
I mean, that just it's sort of in my way, as a player, it's the same thing that you've been hearing. Oh, they're the worst 2-0 team. Oh, they're the worst 3-1 team of all time. And now you're hearing, oh, yeah, we're 4-1. Oh, no, we should be tanking. It's like, no, we should be building a culture here. It's going back on what you were saying, and Landon Collins, talking about his comments today, he said one thing, his issues were with Dave Gettleman. Dave Gettleman rubbed a lot of the leaders the wrong way. If we come in and we're trading guys, we're trading leaders away, that's not sending a good message. It's just building another toxic culture and just a different name in front of it. So absolutely you should not be doing that. Now, yeah, maybe if we were 1-4 and not 4-1, then maybe you have discussions about a guy like Saquon, about a guy like Adoree Jackson. But we're not 1-4. We're 4-1. We're doing winning football. This happens going back a little bit to baseball. You see sometimes a team with a low payroll is having a pretty good year, and they end up trading a great player at the deadline because his value is high, rather than trying to go for it. And it upsets the locker room, upsets the fan base. And yeah, that's especially when you're playing winning football. If you were to trade a guy like a Saquon Barkley, if you were to trade I know he's an untradeable contract, a Leonard Williams, and Adoree Jackson, I know they wouldn't do it, but he's only in his third year, a Xavier McKinney, that is just sending an awful message to the locker room. Now, getting rid of the Bradburys, getting rid of the Logan Ryans, those made sense. Those were casualties. Those were guys that it was clear they were on the way out no matter what. Logan Ryan was a good leader for some of the defense, but in the end, with the players, it was just a dumb comment. It was an asinine comment. This season's about building a culture, not about tanking.
Dash, it's still free. It's still free. This morning I saw the Authentic posted that on Twitter, right? And I listened to it and I just kind of face palmed. I was like, oh God, why is talk like that being allowed on television right now, right? But then I had to take a step back. And here's why I had to take a step back. Because in becoming this, whatever you want to call me, right? Whatever you want to refer to me as, a personality on the interwebs. I've learned to get a new appreciation for certain fans within our circle. Okay? And when I say our circle, I mean like our fan circle. And so
Charlie. Sorry.
So maybe the Charlies, maybe the Mike Too Nices, right? Maybe the Wills, maybe the Ethans, right? These are the fans that don't think about football players. They don't care about that, right? Like, no, listen, I'm just being completely honest. But listen, I'm gonna make this make sense because I'm not talking shit. I'm gonna make this make sense. I've learned that those individuals don't give a shit about the football players and the X's and the O's, because what they're thinking about is the business aspect. Now, let's put some things in perspective. The New York Football Giants were a terribly run business for quite a while. And Will was telling us that, right? Will was telling us this organization is not fucking run well. Fuck the players and the GM. And this organization is broken. That's what he was saying to us. So I can understand why certain people would have a mentality of we need to tank so we can do this and that and the third to put the organization in a better position to be successful from a business standpoint. I understand. I respect it. It makes logical sense because not everybody is a fucking football jock like most of us are, right? Some people thinking about dollars and cents. And we need the motherfuckers that's thinking about dollars and cents because I need money. I need more money. Dollars and cents, people. Just saying. So I didn't fly off the handle when I read the comment, but I did facepalm because that was a dumbass thing to say on television. It was an asinine thing to even suggest that a new head coach should start his coaching career losing.
Whoa, whoa.
I got you. Go ahead. Hit it.
Philly Notion. Pretending? Let me explain something to you, pal. When the Giants and the Eagles meet, baby, Wink Martindale is going to clip those fucking wings right off your MVP. 1 touchdown more than Daniel Jones' little ass. He can bench 600 pounds. He can have more rushing touchdowns than passing touchdowns because when it's all said and done, you guys will fall to the New York Football Giants.
Let them give Jalen Hurts a big deal because I am not a believer in that guy. I want them to commit long-term money to Jalen Hurts and be stuck.
Yeah, listen, commit it. Listen,
do it, please.
Philly Notion. Something about this smells familiar to me. And I don't mean just the bird shit. Okay? I don't mean just the bird shit that you guys had a QB that was falling on his fucking face, and you guys gave him a 5-year, $80 million fucking extension. Go ahead and give this 600-pound squatting fucking quarterback an extension. Go ahead. Go ahead and do it. Go ahead. Because while we are prospering, you guys will be looking for a new fucking quarterback. Go ahead. Go ahead, baby.
Shout out to Philly Notion, fellow BGN member, friend of the show, absolute family. We are going to talk so much shit when the Giants and the Eagles play each other. It's going to be fucking amazing. It's going to be fucking fantastic.
It's gonna be great.
And don't let Philly Notion make another stream bet with nobody like we've done in the past. Yeah, I mean, let's not get hasty here, with these stream bets. But there might be some stream bets. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Okay. Here's something else that I kind of wanted to talk about. Because it's the elephant in the room. I don't think we've ever really spoke about this candidly. But there is a lot of Odell Beckham Jr. chatter. There's a lot of talk about Odell come back, Odell come home, Odell, we want you here. There's a lot of talk from Odell about how much he loves the Giants and about how much he loves being here. And I probably think that Odell Beckham probably feels the exact same way Landon Collins does, which is the exact same way a lot of us do, and that's fuck Dave Gettleman. So, what I want to know, and I'm going to start with Rob, and then we'll go to Jason, and then I'll give my thoughts. What is your thoughts on OBJ potentially coming back to the Giants?
Mhm.
Do you think it's a good idea? And if you do think it's a good idea, how would you get him on this roster?
I do think it's a good idea. I think that I think you were a part of it too. If you remember that long space that we had back in, I think it was early in the summertime, and Will was hosting it, and
Okay.
and Justin was there,
Yep.
and we were talking about the Odell Beckham interview, and we had those discussions, and I think that it was a premier player that felt empowered by players in the locker room. And I think that a lot of that started coming up after Landon Collins' release, where Landon Collins publicly went on, I think it was like Boomer Show, and said that Gettleman didn't even talk to him. And Gettleman was asking players to play hurt and to do this and that and the third, and they did it. And then you cut him off. And I think that Odell was empowered by that locker room. And because of how good he was, because he just got paid, and because of he was, I mean, Odell, people said it like just the other day, like that Saquon is the face of the NFL. Odell was the face of the National Football League. Like Odell, like when you thought of the NFL, you immediately thought of Odell Beckham. Like that's who people wanted to see.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he has some unfinished business. And in that interview, I don't think that he was disrespectful. I think he was just describing an environment that he came from when he was in college, where it was a winning mentality. Who are you going to war with? Who you fighting next to? Who's going to put it all on the line next to you? And some people, and he felt like just some people in the locker room were just kind of coasting. And maybe they were coasting because of the ownership, because of the GM, because of that. So I think he's got a lot of unfinished business. Do I think that Odell Beckham is returning this year? No. Will he be back next year? I would say it's about a 90 to 95% chance that Odell Beckham will be a New York Football Giant this coming off season. And I feel that he's got unfinished business. I feel that he wants to be here. I think Saquon's going to be a big part of that. I think Shep is going to be a big part of that. And I don't know what Landon Collins' future holds with the New York Giants, but you don't look at Landon coming back. You don't look at Saquon being here. You don't look at Shep still being here and not being like, I want to go out there and ball with my boys. And if Landon can come out here and clearly came back and said the reason why I left was because of Gettleman, he never wanted to leave in the first place. I don't think that Odell ever wanted to leave in the first place either. And I think it will be a nice spit in the face. I think it'll be a nice kick in the fucking ass to have Odell Beckham come back and once again, not maybe be the same caliber player he was, but once again bring legitimacy and playmaking ability back to the New York Football Giants and shove it up Dave Gettleman's ass. So I would accept him back with open arms, 150%. And I think he'll hold a press conference and he's going to say the same thing. He's going to say the same thing that Randy Moss said back in 2011. Break your 13 jerseys out, baby.
I love that. I would also 100% welcome Odell back. This year, I don't think it's in the cards this year. Simply, how healthy is he this year? He's still working his way back. And I think realistically, a Super Bowl contender like the Rams or the Bills might be probably going to pay a more premium than him. Also, we just, I know Pest, you mentioned how we're going to get him on the roster. There's like no way to get him on the roster this year with our cap situation. I don't know how. But no, I would definitely welcome it. I mean, obviously, he's not going to be the same number one receiver. He might be. I'd be very surprised if he is. Coming off 220 ACLs, a lot more of an older player than he was in 2014. But yeah, I feel like he'd be a guy that would energize the locker room, bring energy to the New York Giants football team. There was people who said, "Oh, he's bringing this energy to the Browns." There was those issues with him and Baker, but you saw the energy brought to the Rams offense, especially with Sean McVay and Matthew Stafford. I think Brian Dable will do excellent things for him. And, I saw someone say, oh, he wouldn't go. He has a QB standard. I mean, Baker was his QB for a couple of years.
So that's Philly notion. Philly notion. He got cheese steak in his mouth right now. Don't worry about it.
Think about, and he did say something I want to touch on because that's also been a topic of conversation in the last couple of days. Think about how this fan base would erupt having Saquon Barkley and OBJ back on the field.
Oh.
Think about how they would erupt having these two guys in the field. Where's your stand with this? Because I think like back in the day, this past offseason, when we were having these discussions, you were 50-50. Like you were kind of like, because you thought, I thought you felt like he disrespected Eli. Like, and that was your quarterback. So where do you stand with this?
All right. I personally feel like Odell Beckham did not hate the Giants. I don't think Odell Beckham hated being a Giant. And I don't think Odell Beckham wanted to leave this organization. So I can understand why he would still look at the Giants as an attractive place to him, especially with Dave Gettleman being going, right? And so I'm fairly certain that if the opportunity presented itself, Odell Beckham would come back to the New York Giants in an absolute heartbeat. And I don't want to sit here and say that I would be against it, because I wouldn't be against it, okay? I wouldn't be against it. But I'd have my fucking eye on Odell Beckham Jr. I definitely have my eye on Odell Beckham Jr. Like, I need to see what you're going to bring to the table here. Are you going to go back to being a fucking distraction when things aren't going well? Are you going to go back to being a off the field talking point because someone in their mind thought that you thought they were a fucking moo cow and you didn't want to have sex with it? I mean, or there's fucking cocaine in a hotel room with a transgender stripper. I don't give a shit. I don't want none of that. Okay, I'm gonna have my fucking eye on you, Odell Beckham. I'm gonna have my eye on you if you come back here. I won't be angry about the fact that you're back. I think it'll be an amazing story, especially if you can come back here and find some success as a New York Football Giant, some actual, no bullshit, real success as a Giant. I think that would be an amazing way to end your NFL story if that's what it is, right? But I got my fucking eye on you, Odell Beckham, because it wasn't quite the greatest situation when you left here. And I wasn't that angry about you leaving here because I was sick of your off the field bullshit. Just being for real.
And here's the thing. Let's just say I personally think he's going to go to the Bills. He was visiting the Bills today.
Mm-hmm.
I personally think that's where he's going to go. And here's the thing. I hope Odell Beckham goes to another team that wins the Super Bowl. Because at that point, I feel like he's got 2 rings. He got paid. He may not want crazy money to come back here. He may just want to just come out here and just like kind of like when Michael came back. Michael he didn't come back for the money. Michael just wanted to ball.
He just wanted to play.
He just wanted to play. And, he came back. He just wanted to play and everything like that. I think that's what he's going to – I would think or I would hope that that's where his mindset. I just want to go out there. And I just want to kind of like Michael Strahan. I came back because I wanted to come back because I wanted to play. I wanted to have a good time, and I'm gonna light up the room and I'm gonna make it fun for everybody. And if something happens, we go on a ride. We go on a ride. Like I think that is where his mindset would be if he won another Super Bowl. Now, Philly Notion brought up DJ Moore. Now this is a conversation that's and a guy that's been coming up here the last couple of days. Mm-hmm. Matt Rule, by the way, thank you, Matt Rule, for requesting a 7-year contract, and thank you, Joe Judge, for getting hired and wowing this ownership.
Woo! I mean, we got a shit head coach out of it, regardless. But at least it wasn't this shit head coach.
At least
At least our shithead coach had enough respect to get himself fired, right away. So thank you,
Right away.
thank you, Coach. Who the fuck is that? I appreciate your dedication to getting the job done, which was blocking Matt Rule's stupid ass from coming here. So thank you, Coach. Who the fuck is that? For your ineptness. Appreciate
Thank you.
it.
So now
Yeah,
the notion is that Carolina is going to sell, and acquire picks for the future to redo their franchise. McCaffrey's on the block, Burns on the block, DJ Moore's on the block.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people are comparing DJ Moore to Stephon Diggs. Same style of player, same skill set. Obviously, Stephon Diggs is more proven.
Both went to Maryland.
Both went to Maryland. Shane traded for him. So here's my thing with that. I'd be okay with it. Now, when you go and you look at the SPO track, right? He would be worth, if you traded for him, probably give up a second-round pick, which I think he would be better than probably any wide receiver you could potentially get in the second round anyway. And we'd only have to pay him $1.1 million this year. His signing bonus is already paid for by Carolina. And next year, he's due like $24.8 million. But
damn!
But 4.8 of that is covered by Carolina for a signing bonus. Now, what he's due for his base salary is $19 million.
God damn!
You could take 11 or 12 million of that, convert that to a signing bonus, and then really his salary is only about 7 or 8 million. Now, he's got an out in his contract in 2024, where his dead cap hit is only 10.8 million, or you could redo his contract at that point. So there's an option there where maybe they could redo his contract, make it a little bit more friendly at that point. And when I say friendly, not undercut him, but make it more cap friendly for them, what they feel he's worth based upon his production. And you get, the guy's had 1,100 yards the last 3 seasons. So, his numbers are down right now. He's only got like 140 yards or something like that, but he's got Baker Mayfield throwing in the football. So,
what do you think, Jason?
I'm not opposed to DJ Moore. Depends what we'd give up. I'm not sure if I'd give up a second, just simply because, odds are we're going to have a better player. DJ Moore's going to be better than any player we get in the second round. But, is DJ Moore, for his value, going to match the player that we get in the second round for that value? And that's what I look at. But I'm definitely not opposed to it. I think it would add a legitimate number one receiver that we thought we were getting with Kenny Golladay, or maybe thought we'd get with Kadarius Toney. But yeah, there's definitely and adding that, it means that maybe we don't have to address wide receiver in the first round of the draft, because there still are holes in the roster, such as cornerback, linebacker that could be addressed in the first round. Another name, I was also just thinking about just trades, not necessarily guys on the block. A name that even came to mind where, I don't even know how much his salary is. I think it was a 1-year deal with Stephon Gilmore, just to have another man in corner opposite of Adoree Jackson. That was just a name that came to mind, or Raekwon Smith. But Moore, I'm not opposed to it at all. Depends on the price, though.
That's a good question right there from Chris.
So, Chris, in a lot of the spaces that I've been holding, we got a guy, his name is Ricker. His name is Dan, but his Twitter handle is Ricker. And he watches a guy, and the guy that he watched was talking about Kenny Galladay's contract situation. This is what he proposed. Basically, what you do is you go into the offseason and you go up to Kenny Golladay and say, look, we're going to make you a June 1st cut. Now, we can either hold you till June 1st and then cut you, and you're going to miss the whole first and second wave of free agency. Or you say, look, let's redo your contract. We'll bring you down to the league minimum contract, and you cut him before June 1st. So he's available for the first and second wave of free agency. Basically, what that does is you're not gaining any more by doing that. However, what it does is if you do it that way, the money that would be available after June 1st that you cut would be available at the time that you cut him. So instead of having to wait till after June, you'd have the money available now. So really it benefits both the Giants and it benefits him because he's not going to have to wait until after the first and second wave of free agency is over, which is also after the draft. So a lot of players and a lot of teams may not be looking for a wide receiver, so he may not get paid. Whereas on the first and second wave of free agency, or at least on the first wave of free agency through that first setup, there's a good chance that he might actually get a 2 or 3 year deal with a team that may be looking for a wide receiver and say, hey, this guy is proven. He's had 10 touchdowns in a season. He can perform. Maybe he was just in a bad situation, and you can get yourself a little bit of a contract. That's how you get rid of Kenny Golladay. If he says no, fuck you, then okay, no problem. We'll hold you till June 1st. Then we'll release you, and you'll be stuck in free agency waiting for a team to potentially get injured. He'll probably be sitting there a while and won't get picked up. At least at doing it that way, it benefits him and it benefits us, and we get the money at that point rather than waiting until after June to get the money. Either way, though, we're still getting the same money back. It's just trying to help him out and entice him to redo it, and that way we can get rid of him sooner and get the money sooner so that we can make moves.
Now, there's a flaw, but there's a flaw in that.
What's that?
Why would Kenny Golladay agree to restructure his contract and try to go and get another contract from a team when he's just basically spent 2 years not catching footballs? Who's going to really pay this man any money of actual value? Right now, the motherfucker gonna have to take a prove it deal. He ain't getting ready to get no wide receiver 1 deal. Motherfucker ain't going to touchdown in 2 fucking years. Who gonna pay him?
Well, here's the thing: is he stands a better chance at getting picked up by a team before the draft than after June 1st, because the draft would already happen. The first wave of free agency would have already happened, and the chances are any wide receiver needy teams that may have needed or wanted to add a couple of wide receivers or a few wide receivers probably draft some rookies or brought in some undrafted free agents and may not be looking for him. So he'll probably be sitting on the couch waiting for a call, and maybe he gets a call and gets brought in on a team on a 1-year deal or something like that during training camp or mini camp, or maybe somebody gets injured. Whereas if he does it now, he puts himself in a better situation to where, okay, maybe one of these other 31 teams that needs a wide receiver, maybe they take a chance and they give him a 2-year deal or something like that, where even if it's, not as what he got now, he's still getting paid from us. That's not changing, but it allows him to go ahead and hit free agency and try to get a better contract and try to get a new contract somewhere else and reset himself.
We can do that. I love that.
When I hear that, this is what I think. When I hear that, this is what I think. Instead of doing all that, let's just trade this motherfucker. Let's trade him. And,
you're not going to be able to.
Yeah, sure. If you can work out some kind of a way where you take on a certain amount of this motherfucker's contract, and put that in a trade.
Yeah, but here's the thing: is when you don't want to do that, because if you do that, then you're eating money. If they just cut him, it's that's it. It's done. Because now you're going to go to trade him, right? They're probably going to take on some of that contract as opposed to just cutting him and cutting the ties, and that's just it. You're not going to get any. Nobody's going to give you anything for Kenny Golladay, especially seeing what they see. Nobody's going to offer you a 5th rounder. Nobody's going to give you a 6th rounder. Shit. Nobody will probably even give you a 7th rounder, and you're not going to take a 7th round pick for Kenny Golladay when people and teams know. It's the same reason why nobody traded for Baker Mayfield until late, and the Carolina Panthers were the only idiots to do it. That's why no quarterback needy teams were jumping on it, because they're like, all right, listen, if you're going to cut this guy anyway, we'll just wait and we'll pick him up for free. We don't have to give up any of our assets. Why would a team want to give up assets that close to the draft when they could just use it and either move up and get a guy and package things in if they know you're going to cut him anyway, and they'll just pick him up off the waiver wire?
Exactly what happened with Bradbury.
It's exactly. It'd be the same thing with Bradbury. Nobody wanted to take off the contract. Nobody wanted to do anything. They tried to move him. Nobody did, and they ended up cutting him anyway. We didn't get no. I don't even think we're going to get a compensatory pick for it. So I don't even know how. They're just going to cut ties with him. I think Joe Shane would probably learn from what happened with Bradbury, and I don't think he's going to want to go through that again. It's a benefit for Golladay. It really is. cutting and changing his contract so they can make him a pre-June or post-June 1st cut benefits him because it puts him in free agency earlier and he can try to go out and get a payday. He's not going to get $72 million. I think he knows that. He's not dumb. He's not stupid, but I think that he'll be able to stand a chance to go out and get some money, and it will give us money now as opposed to having to wait. If he doesn't want to do that, then fuck him. Then we'll cut you after June 1st and you'll sit on the couch and not get a fucking paycheck.
Hey, yo, one breadcrumb sold.
Works for me.
Fucking
I'll take
sold.
a Starbucks coffee and you can have him.
Yeah, I mean, sold, man. Get him out of here. Okay, one more player that I wanted to bring up before we begin to transition to this upcoming game and our thoughts on it. Landon Collins. Landon Collins was seen today practicing with the linebackers, and that sounds delicious. That sounds so good to have Landon Collins on this squad playing linebacker. And actually, he probably won't be playing linebacker. He'll just be on the field wherever he feels like being, because you can use him as an off-ball linebacker. You can use him as a safety. You can use him as a slot corner. You can use him as an edge guy. You can use Landon Collins pretty much fucking anywhere on this field. At the second and third level. So Jason, start with you. How did you feel about the Landon Collins sighting, and how do you feel about him potentially playing linebacker?
Authentic, what's good, baby?
Oh, I'm so happy he's back. I mean, he was one of those guys. He was when he was with us playing safety, one of his biggest things was he played a lot in the box. He was sort of already like a hybrid safety linebacker. And now, having him be full-time linebacker. Dash, I like that comment from Dash. Definitely don't let him cover tight ends.
No. That man cannot cover no tight end. Do not put that motherfucker on tight end.
But put him in the box, let him get after the quarterback. I think he's going to be big in the run game. One of my favorite plays, going back to the Packers game quickly, was watching that play where Jalen Smith flew across the field to make the tackle. I think on it was either I forget who exactly made the tackle on. But Landon Collins, he can fly just like that. Hopefully he still has some of that speed. But also it also just seems like him coming back just generated a lot of buzz and a lot of energy. It's just going to be another, leader on the defense, guy that we can bring, another high energy, high character guy. And honestly, throwing him out there, I can't imagine he's going to be worse than like Austin, however you say his last name. Tate Crowder's been okay this season, but worse than Micah McFadden, who's been solid for a 5th round pick, but is still learning the game. So I think Landon is going to add leadership. He's going to add value. And he's going to be really, really big in the run game, which will be a strength of this defense, especially when we get Leonard Williams back as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think Jalen is the Mike. I think he's earned the starting Mike linebacker. That's his position, and I think he's been playing phenomenal. And I'm glad. He looks fantastic. He looks fast. He's strong. I think he's everything that I think he's probably the best, one of the best probably middle linebackers we've had since Pierce. I said that about Blake Martinez, but I think Blake was probably the most intelligent middle linebacker that we've had since Antonio Pierce. And that's one thing that, that AP was always good at, is he was very, very smart and he had very, very good instincts. And Blake was just like that. But Jalen is by far probably the best middle linebacker athlete that we've had on the New York Football Giants in a long time. I like Landon Collins coming back. I think he's going to be like what Dash said. I think he's going to be working and playing, side by side at the will linebacker position opposite of Tate Crowder. But I think he's going to be a roamer. I think he's going to be like your joker, your ace in the hole, stuff like that. I think that's how Wink is going to utilize him. He's a really, really good blitzer. Now you can put him on the edge, right? You can have him coming in, blitzing, coming off the edge or coming up the middle, leaving guys like Julian Love, Xavier McKinney, and Dane Belton, but back up in coverage. You could do a lot of cool different things and different looks with Landon Collins. You know what I mean? Are you going to be covering? Are you blitzing? Are you doing this? Are you doing that? So they can disguise a lot of really good things. And look, having Landon Collins back, Landon Collins was loved by this fan base, and he was loved by everybody in the locker room. Now, I think the only person that's in the locker room that played with him is Shep. Everybody else that's on there, that's in this locker room, maybe Julian Love, but for the most part, everybody didn't play with him. I don't know if Barkley played. I think he left. He might have played that. No, because he left after the 2017 season is when we cut him. So it's good to have him back. And I think he's going to add an aura in the locker room that is going to be contagious. And I'm excited to have him back on the field. It's good to see number 21 back. And I want to see what he does. I think he's going to be playing this week. So be ready to see Landon Collins up on the field this week against Baltimore in a home game.
Yeah, I agree. I think Landon Collins playing the linebacker spot is a genius move. I think he will be very successful there. But I do see him being used kind of like you said. I do see him being used as like a roamer. He's going to be like positionless, and that's something that Wink kind of likes to do anyway. He's kind of got a positionless defense. He just puts players in places and says go. So I think that's going to be. Okay. Let me back up for a second, because I don't want to make it seem like I think Landon Collins is going to come in here and make an immediate impactful difference. I don't necessarily know if he will.
Hey, what we said that about Jalen, and look at what Jalen was able to do.
It's true. I'm willing to just kind of give Landon Collins a couple of games, get his legs up underneath him. Make sure he's got the scheme down and what he needs to be doing, what his responsibilities are. I'm gonna give him a couple of weeks, because I don't necessarily see him coming in hell. I don't necessarily think he'll get more than like maybe 20, 25 snaps on Sunday if he plays. Probably 20, 25 snaps. Many. Yeah, like that's a lot of snaps. That's quite a bit of snaps. No more than that though. Like Landon will be out there in some very specific situations, some very specific scenarios. Listen, y'all, don't get your hopes up that there's going to be this Landon Collins explosion, okay? Give this man a little bit of time to get his mind right, and then let's see what he can do. All right, let's get ready to wrap this thing up. Let's talk about this upcoming game, because do we have a doozy, man? The Baltimore motherfucking Ravens.
The Wink Martindale revenge game.
The Justin Ellis revenge game.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and start, and then I'll start. We'll go to Rob, then we'll go to Jason, and then that way we can get to the wrap up. So, all right. Here's my thoughts on this upcoming game. Okay. I am actually very excited to see this team go up against a quarterback that is as dangerous as Lamar Jackson. This is, in fact, our toughest test to date. Okay. I know we have to deal with Aaron Rodgers, but Aaron Rodgers and Lamar Jackson are two different problems. Okay. This is a problem. This is a problem because Lamar Jackson is so damn good at the zone read, at the quarterback keeper, at the bootleg. He's just good. He's just good. And I know a lot of people like to give Lamar Jackson a lot of shit about his arm. I think he's a fine thrower. Is he the best thrower in the world? No, but the fact that he is a dual threat, like a legitimate dual threat, this motherfucker could probably line up at tight end. I'm just saying, Lamar could probably line up at tight end. He could probably play slot. I mean, like he could probably take a screen to the house like nobody's fucking business. I'm just saying, like this kid is a monster, and I'm very, very interested to see how Wink is going to approach playing his former quarterback. Obviously, Wink knows what Lamar's tendencies are, and he knows what Lamar likes and what he doesn't. He knows what kind of looks give Lamar problems. So hopefully, we take advantage of that and we're able to keep this game close and or win it. But I'm going to be completely honest. I'm a little bit concerned about our ability to stop Lamar Jackson. Like, I don't necessarily feel like we can't put points up on this team. Like, right? I think the Giants can put points on this Ravens team, but God damn, am I afraid of Lamar Jackson, y'all? I'm scared of this man because he's amazing and he can do amazing shit, and he's going to do some amazing shit against us. There's going to be a play that we're going to go, what the fuck was that? Like, it's going to happen because it's Lamar Jackson, man. I'm sorry. That's just how I feel. We'll save predictions as the absolute last thing. But how are you feeling about this game against the Ravens?
I think this is a winnable game. I think it's a very, very, very winnable game. I was, as far as from a passing perspective, I'm not intimidated. Because I think that we went up against the better passer last week in Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Although Lamar Jackson is the better athlete. He is a dual threat. And I believe that the ace in the hole that we have for this week is Wink Martindale.
Mm-hmm.
And Wink Martindale has practiced and game planned for practice against this young man. He knows what this man struggles against since he's been a rookie. And I feel that he will have something ready and prepared for Lamar Jackson. Now, this is going to be a battle between Lamar and Wink. This is what it is. It's a fight between Lamar and Wink Martindale. And who's going to come out on top. And I'm going to be very honest with you. The youngster never, ever beats the old man. You know what I'm saying? There's an old saying is that you don't know more than your father knows. And I'm not saying that that's his dad, but I'm saying like from a season, like Wink's been doing this for a long fucking time. A long fucking time.
Yeah.
And Lamar's only been doing this for a few years. And I think Lamar still has some lessons that he needs to be taught. And Wink Martindale is going to teach him those lessons. But Wink is not only going to help on defense, Wink will also help on offense. And I'll explain why. Wink knows all of those defensive players. He knows their strengths. He knows their weaknesses. He knows what they're good at, what they're bad at, what they struggle with. And he guaranteed he is in that offensive meeting room saying, hey, if you're going to do it this way, you got to do this because this guy, he'll jump this. So this is what he likes to do. So you got to do this. And then he's in those. Wink Martindale is going to be a busy man this week, a busy man this week. And I think, again, our ace in the hole is going to be Saquon Barkley. Do what you guys need to do. Give it to Saquon, play action, boots, and I think Wan'Dale is playing. Slayton and Wan'Dale will be the two. Slayton, Wan'Dale, and Daniel Bellinger will be, and Saquon Barkley will be the keys to winning this football game. Those guys will be the key, along with Daniel Jones. If they want to win, they need Daniel. The offensive line needs to continue to do what they've been doing. They rebounded since the Dallas game and have done well. The protection that they provided for Daniel last week was superb in the passing game. So they need to keep it going. This is a winnable game. And McKinney, this is probably going to be your hardest challenge yet. But you are on number 8 every fucking play. That is your guy. Where 8 goes, McKinney, you go. McKinney is the most athletic player that's on our defense. That is who you need to have on Lamar Jackson. You're going to have Julian Love will be on Mark Andrews. That will be his assignment. And I think, I'll be honest, if Mark Andrews is not there, Kayvon, Ward, Aziz, O'Shane, Sexy Dexy,
Taxi, taxi.
they will be getting to Lamar Jackson. You have to take Mark Andrews out of the game. Take Mark Andrews out of the game. Keep Lamar inside the pocket. And that's your key to shutting down the Baltimore Ravens offense.
Yeah, Rob, you really hit the nail on the head. Right when the schedule came out, I was looking at the Giants' schedule and doing what people do. You get optimistic. I had 3-1, and I looked at this game and I'm like, this game is winnable for that reason exactly. The Greg Roman offense at time, Lamar Jackson is great. Like you said, Pest, he makes plays that only he can make. Everyone likes to say that, oh, Mahomes makes plays only he can make. So does Lamar Jackson, because he is that good of an athlete. He is a freak. He is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. When people, I think when people criticize Lamar Jackson, it should be more towards the Greg Roman offense, which you've seen is beatable. This is a Greg Roman offense, not just Lamar Jackson, but a Greg Roman offense that Wink has gone again time and time again in practice. And, you mentioned he knows these weaknesses. Well, this defense was a middle-of-the-pack defense last year with Wink Martindale and all the injuries they had. Well, guess what? Marcus Peters is back. Marlon Humphrey's back. Wink Martindale is not there, and they are the bottom-ranked defense. One reason why they're the bottom-ranked defense, look what happened in the second half against the Bills. Look what happened in the second half against the Dolphins. The Giants, we've been a second-half team. So, both, so for the Ravens, a team that struggled in the second half, us a team that's been a second-half team, that does bode well, even if we come out and struggle. And look, we've played a lot of these we played Tennessee, who is a very, very run-heavy team, and we game planned, for them well. Obviously, the style with Baltimore, with Lamar Jackson, with my boy, I love him, from Ohio State, J.K. All-Day Dobbins. He's starting to round in the form, looked a lot better last week, even had a pretty good game against Buffalo. They have to try to neutralize him. But yeah, it's going to be Xavier McKinney on him. I think we're going to be doing a lot of 3 safety sets where if Love isn't on Andrews, Love will probably be playing in the box, and we'll be having Belton on Andrews, much like how Belton was the deep safety against Carolina. But yeah, I agree. I think this is a very winnable game. I have been looking forward to this game. And, now this game, it almost feels like this is the biggest game going into it we've had. I guess I'll say since 16, just because we were 11-5. Yeah, the Dallas game was big, but that was still whatever. 2-0. Now this is 4-1, where we just beat the Packers. We win this game. We're 5-1 with the Lions. I don't remember the exact order, but the Texans, the Lions, the Jaguars, and the Seahawks all on a 4-game stretch. And all of a sudden, if you can go into that stretch at 5-1, you start to establish that, all right, we are better than these teams. These are teams we should be. And just to have all that momentum, all that confidence going into a game against those 4 opponents could bode really, really pretty for the New York Giants.
Okay, so I don't want to make it seem like I don't think the Giants can win this game, because it may sound like that with how afraid I am of Lamar Jackson. Okay, I respect Lamar Jackson's ability, and I ain't never going to do nothing but that, because that kid's a fucking monster. I love watching him do what he does. He's a monster. I do feel like this is another one of those games where, you get slept on a little bit and make some adjustments and end up winning this motherfucker. Like throwing the last punch, and it just connects, and the Ravens fall. Like I could legitimately see that being a thing that happens. Okay, I'm just listen. I don't know many people that are going to be on the field that are going to really legitimately be able to contain Lamar all game.
That's fair. Just the fact that we're actually having a discussion of if the Ravens being a winnable game, that just
that's crazy.
That we can discuss this as a winnable game. Maybe this is a game that they would have won, but people would have gotten in as a winnable game it would have been an
Right.
upset, an outlier, and a 5-win season. But like,
No, but looking at this game, it is a game that the Giants could absolutely win.
especially, I think, is Leonard Williams supposed to come back this week?
I hope play. I think.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I think
Him coming back,
he'll play.
huge to have him and Sexy Dexy up there leading the forefront.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, Rob, give me your score prediction. Or your results prediction. Because you can give me a score or you can just give me who wins. I don't really care. I don't like to do scores, but what's your prediction?
I'm not superstitious, but I am a little stitious. And I'm going to stick true to my preseason pick. 27-24 Baltimore. The fucking kicker will ruin it.
Justin Tucker? Justin Tucker? He's gonna kick one from fucking Virginia?
No, I don't think it'll be from Virginia. I don't think it'll be from Virginia. It won't be. Listen, this ain't the kick the 60-yard field goal on us Giants anymore. He'll make a 40-something yard field goal and they'll win the game.
Heartbreaker. Jason.
I hope I'm wrong though.
I've been saying since the beginning of the season, I have consistently, even when I was doing my going through and having the Giants at 6-7 wins, before this season started, I had them winning this game. Now that we're 4-1, I can't change that pick now. So I have the Giants winning this game. Give me 23-20.
Field goals. Okay. That's funny because
you're really Chris, and you are really making me want to change.
That's funny. That's funny because I do believe that this game is going to be decided by a field goal. I do believe this game is going to be decided by a field goal, and I'm going to go ahead and say that I do believe that the Giants pull this one out.
Fuck, man. I'm the only fucking one.
I do believe that the Giants pull this one out with a field goal.
Maybe I'll eat the crow. I don't give a fuck.
You got to, hey, listen, you're a lone wolf. That's fine.
Did you pick the Packers last week?
I picked the Packers last week, yes.
Okay, so I picked, all right.
I picked the Packers last week. This week, I'm picking the Giants to steal another win. They're going to win by a field goal, okay? But it's going to be like, there's no bullshit. Giants fucking won this game. Like, it ain't the Ravens didn't play well enough. No, the Giants go punch for punch with Lamar Jackson, okay? And we're going to win by a fucking field goal. That's what I'm going with. I'm not giving a score. We're going to win by a field goal. I don't do scores. I'm not slightly stitious. I'm superstitious. I don't give scores. Okay.
Jason, man, tell everybody, man, while we where they can find you, what kind of content you're doing, what you're working with right now, so people know where to find you at.
Yeah, so I do the Bird's Eye View. I started it during COVID. And I'll be honest, I've been just super busy with work and like traveling. Where I started doing it, I did weeks 1 and 2. Haven't been able to keep up my my weekly podcast content, but I still you can find me on Twitter, Bird's Eye View. You can find me on Instagram, the Bird's Eye View podcast. But I will, my podcast episodes, they're on Spotify. You'll have my season previews if you want to go back and see what I said about the Giants before the year. Once I get back, I have a wedding in Cleveland this weekend. Wish me luck on that, Ohio. Once I'm back, I'm going to try to get back really grinding out more of these episodes, especially as the Giants keep winning. I mean, part of the reason is my voices are gone most Mondays, so it's hard to record.
True.
But yeah,
true.
But one thing you could always see is I'm always doing post-game reactions, almost the second the clock hits 000, whether it's a win, whether it's a loss. Under a minute on Twitter. Just trying to quickly get out my instant reactions. Obviously, I'll post and be like, "Oh my god, I missed a bunch of things," but hard to do a full minute breakdown. But again, I want to thank you guys for having me. I know I really enjoy doing this.
Absolutely.
Anytime I could come on any show, talk Giants, I could do it for hours. I know you said it might be a half-hour show. We went an hour and a half, and I do not care.
Yeah. No, it was an hour, but an hour and a half. The conversation is good, and sometimes we just let the fucking clock keep going.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Jason, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us, man.
For sure.
You know, met you at the stadium. Both times I was there, right?
Were you at? No, I wasn't at Dallas because I was away.
Oh,
but
okay.
Carolina,
No, you Carolina.
Carolina, man. I forget what I said, but I know we got off on quote unquote wrong foot. I said something dumb.
Wait a second.
I don't remember what it was.
Is this the thing that you were telling that you said, Pest? Where you came on and about a fan?
Fan? No, this is not.
Okay. Okay. I was like, wow, what an amazing turn of events.
No.
Okay. No, it wasn't like an actual bad wrong foot. It was I just said something.
Well,
dumb.
when he said that,
around.
I rememred what you said, Pest, and I was like, wait, is this the guy? Like, okay.
No, that would be great if the guy showed up that I had a an interaction with. Let's just call it interaction. Had an interaction with the Giants fan. You know what I mean? But I was defending my wife. You know what I mean? It was what it was. Okay, but yeah, listen, Jason, definitely want you back.
For sure.
Definitely want you back. Want you to come hang out with us when we have these shows, and when we open the show up to multiple guests, which we will do, and especially when we do other barbershops. We'll definitely have you come through, and we'll definitely hang out. So listen, first and foremost, New York Football Giants fans, it feels good to win these games. It feels good to not be a laughingstock. It feels good to be able to wear your Giants shit out in public and not get pointed and laughed at. Okay, so enjoy this. Enjoy these wins. We ain't gonna win them all. Okay? Enjoy these fucking wins, because I told you all that this season is free. Free. This season is free. So just enjoy the wins and stop talking about trading players and shit. That's dumb. Let's just go win some fucking football games and have some goddamn fun, okay? So listen, for the bird's eye view and R0 B, I am your boy, Pest the Analyst. It's a timeout. What's the timeout?
Yeah. Timeout. First and foremost, before we leave, I do want to say thank you to everybody that came through and was hanging out today. We had 10 people up in here. Eli, Breaking Tackles Podcast. Shout out to them. Make sure you guys go ahead and follow them. Big Dash. Make sure you go follow him as well. We had guys from Philly Notion. Make sure that you go and follow him. Check him out. Authentic. Make sure you go out and check out Authentic. Chris, always coming through the spaces. And guys, also anybody that's here watching that is on Twitter, I do daily Twitter spaces. Okay. They will be starting up every day at around 10:15 in the morning, and they go for a few hours. So if you want to come in, you want to talk Giants, you want to talk NFL news. We started talking about and previewing the game. We're going to talk a little bit about the Thursday night game tomorrow, before leading up to the Thursday night game, and we'll talk a little bit more about the game coming up this weekend. So be sure to tune in. Check me out at real_R0B. That is my Twitter handle. Follow me, and you'll get the notifications whenever I go live on that. I appreciate you guys coming in and showing love. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channels.
I mean, I wasn't going to do all that, right? Because I don't really give a shit about all.
But I'm going to.
But Rob can do it for me, I guess. Like and subscribe and do all the things, right? But most importantly, take care of each other. Stop being assholes to each other, okay? And enjoy life for what it is. Because when it's good, it's good. And when it's bad. And it's going to get bad for the rest of the NFC East. Because the New York Football Giants are back. And we're coming for that ass.
Fuck the Eagles. Fuck the Cowboys. Fuck the Commanders.
Not coming for that ass. We're not coming for that ass.
Blue.
We're going to eat your food, though. We're going to eat your food. For the Bird's Eye View and R0B, I am your boy, Pest the Analyst. And we will get up with you guys later. Deuces.